Today's video is about reels. Normally I like these reels from Tika. It is a 7 ball bearing. I disassembled this reel to show you how to assemble it. Because what lots of people don't tell you is you need to maintenance these type of reels, your bait feeders. Now you can take off your reel here and the top where the line is kept. It's simply to take it out and back in. Just wipe everything down when you maintenance it. Put some grease on this. Then you just put this back in. Take this and twist it back in also again. This can be tricky sometimes because it doesn't want to take. Then you have to struggle a bit with it. Just find the hole, put it in and twist. Now, the cool thing about these bait feeders is you can put it on the right hand if you're right handed or left if you're left handed. See? Then you just take your spool, find the hole, put it in. As you can see, just tighten this a bit. Let's talk about the structure of your typical reel like this. On top, this is your drag. Now, your drag is how the fish pull the line. Let's say you've casted it out and you let your drag loosen. And the fish bit into it, then it can start to pull on it, but just make sure this is loosened. Then when the fish pulls, it will go. Let's just see how far I must open up. Oh, silly me. That brings us to the second point, the clip here. This is to, after you use it, you clip that in to make sure your line doesn't go everywhere. Then when you cast, well, even before you cast, you're going to use a reel. Just make sure you take that out, free it through the bill, and then if you cast, just tighten your drag a bit. Just like that. If it's loose enough and the fish bite, that pulls. That is the drag. That's all you need to understand about dragging systems. Then this is your bill. If you're going to cast, you flip it over, cast, close that. This is just your spool. This is your hand where you control the thing. Now, this is your timer. Well, not timer, your trigger, if I can say so. The fish comes. Let me show you. That's now. This runs, and when you snap, just like that, that closes, and immediately it goes. And if you don't put your drag out as much, if you tighten that, and you can also just use this, then fish can go, and then snap. This is just your drag. Also, this doesn't really matter as much. There's normally numbers there underneath here, there, but this isn't really important, if I can say so. Most reels has this lever at the bottom. If you switch it, you can go both ways. See, both ways. Now, these type of rods, well, not rods, reels that are metal, complete metal, you typically use for heavier fish, if that makes sense, like big carp and big barbel, or catfish, if you say it like that. This one I prefer to the other reels because it has a full metal body and is nice and heavy. Normally these type of reels cost about 2000 rand, but let's say dollar, it is about $111, give or take. So these type of rods will run you $100. Now don't get me wrong, fishing isn't an expensive sport. It can be as cheap or as expensive as you make it. Other rods can go for 200 rand. In dollar, that is just like 30 bucks, 20 bucks, give or take. So yeah, this was the Sport Era reel from Tikka. It has 7 ball bearings, full metal, and the gear ratio is, let's see quickly, doesn't really say. Normally you have a gear ratio on this. Let's see quickly. What would this gear ratio be? 1 equals to 4. Yeah, 1 to 4. Every time this comes around, it spins 4 times. That's about your gear ratio, I think. Can be a bit off, but that is the gear ratio for the Sport Era.